Hey guys, it's Spaces Sins, and we are back with more Charade Maniacs, continuing Ibana's route. My, we had some drama last time! Quite literally, because we got to do a romance drama with Ibana, and he bitched us out afterward, and all women are liars, and he's crazy. Boy's crazy, I love it. Anyway, the drama from the day before made me miss my chance to visit the shop that Iochi had told me about. This is where we find Ibana's arm. Storage location, Palace Somni. I wanted to check on what was stored there. There's no point in thinking about Ibana. We're gonna go in there and find his arm, so if we get enough points and go back, I won't have to worry about working with Ibana or trying to get along with him. But we felt hurt because he... As I thought about things, I looked for the shop and finally spotted a familiar phrase. Palace Somni. Here it is. It looked like a fancy antique shop. I saw one employee inside, but I gathered my courage to go in. Welcome! Hi. The shop was filled to the brim with items like furniture, lighting fixtures, and dinnerware. Everything was from a different era and country. Aside from the lack of common theme, it seemed like an ordinary antique shop. What would be stored here? Anything? I looked around the shop, thinking about the list. I remembered that it was called a custody list, and that it showed what was taken during the punishment games. Okay, that's why I'm wondering why. When they said custody list, I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, I guess because they have custody of these people's arms and whatever. But now it's even funnier because now it clicks oh yeah, custody, because it's here in the storage place. Okay. I thought about what it meant for the things in custody to be the missing functions of cast members. And while I was deep in thought, I glanced and noticed a glass case. Not that I hadn't considered it, but I gasped upon seeing it. Here's his arm. It was a realistic replica of an arm. Skin showed every fine detail, and I only knew it was fake because of the cross-section. I gathered my breath and checked the case. I noticed a plate there. Ibana. The name was clearly spelled out. There's no mistake about it. I was looking at a replica of Ibana's arm. Watcher, what's this arm?
The functions confiscated from the cast through punishment games are on display here.
And is this the arm that Ibana lost because of the punishment game?
Yes, this is a replica, but upon return, the item will no longer be on display. In the event of a dead end, the item will be deleted.
Oh, so that's how it works. I figured it was Ibana. A sudden voice made me jump in surprise. Oh, it's Iochi. Okay. Oh, so that's how it works. I figured it's Ibana's route, but this makes sense too. The sudden voice made me jump in surprise. I looked over and saw Iochi deep inside the shop. It makes sense because we asked Palace Somni, and he's like, huh, let me go check it out.
I see now. What a coincidence. When you asked me about the shop's name, I got interested and also came here to look around.
I never thought I'd find something this interesting. Although, okay, so now doing Ibana's route first makes sense. Why, possibly, when you're in Iochi's route, Iochi's needling Ibana oh, past participants, right? Right, Ibana? Right. Because they may have already figured out, doing research and whatever, and found this shop and whatever. So, and, you would take that, okay, even though, yes, this is Ibana's route, it's not the common route at all, you would have done Ibana's route first, been here with Iochi, talked about Ibana's arm, whatever. Iochi knows Ibana's a past participant, so then in Iochi's route, that little needling is a little throwback, and you're like, right, because we found the arm there. You know what I mean? Kind of like it. Anyway, I never thought I'd find something this interesting. Isn't it interesting? We also have replicas of props used in dramas. I'd wondered what to say to Iochi, but the Arcadian employee interrupted. Is that so? Do you sell things to anyone? Of course we do. Otherworld stream viewers come to buy things. We have so many interesting items after all. Why do you like to imitate people so much? I suppose we share an interest in the unknown. I felt myself calm down as Iochi spoke with the employee. First, I have to explain this to Iochi. I I have to talk about the name list and Abana's arm. Wait, the name list also had... Excuse me, is this the only replica you have related to a cast member's punishment? Yes, the arm is the only one on display. I heard that this place is a storage location. Are there any other storage locations? No, this is the only place. However, some pieces are stored under special circumstances. Special circumstances? What do you mean? I don't really know either. See, Watcher, do you know?
That information is locked.
After hearing that response, I became quiet. Yoshi was looking at me suspiciously, but then patted me on the back because it's like, where's Dazai's eye, and why is that under special circumstance? So see, okay, so like, oh, here's Abana's arm, and Dazai being a past participant, and the eye thing, if his eye is stored somewhere, it's under mysterious circumstances, so that's kind of the mystery that separates him from Ibana just being a past participant.
It seems like there's something going on here. Mind explaining it to me?
Yes, I can only go so far alone. Yoshi then urged me outside, so I followed along and stepped outside the shop.
I see. So the name list from the library contained names of previous cast members and what was confiscated through punishment games.
Yeah, the people who suffered a dead end were also mentioned in there.
I see. So if what was taken from the punishment games is being displayed in that shop, both Abana's arm and Dazai's eye should be somewhere in there, right? But it wasn't, right?
Yeah, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe I just misread it.
I doubt you'd misread something that important, but we definitely need to confirm things once more.
We're gonna go and it's gonna be gone. Dazai's taking it.
I want to take a look at that list, so let's go to the library. Do you remember where the list is?
I do, yeah. It's gonna be gone. I knew that I'd be back in the library. Why? How? But I forgot that I was there and raised my voice.
Calm down. And the last time you saw this, the last page didn't have any issues, right?
Yeah, but there was another page too. So why is it unavailable now? The screen was darkened as if it was painted black. The page with the names of previous participants was no longer there. Data's corrupted. So somebody found out and corrupted the data! Is it broken? Too convenient that it only happened on this page.
Yes, it's all too convenient. It's rather interesting that only this page has been erased.
And it's like, and it's not Abana because he's missing his arm. It's like, it makes it feel like Dazai did it. Thus, interesting. Huh.
I can only assume that this was intentional. Don't you agree, Sena?
I wouldn't...
And no, I'm not suspecting you. When was the last time you saw this list?
It's 2 days ago. It was during the daytime when I asked you about that name.
I see. So this modification was made 2 days ago.
Well, within the last 2 days, anyway.
Do you remember the exact details? Try to remember every single word. What did it say?
There were names, ages, and genders. Eito Abana, 17 years old, male, cast member. Sorry, I don't remember the cast number, but I mentioned it. But it mentioned the punishment game in his arm, cast member number 5. I remember, and Dazai was 9. Dazai was mostly the same. Mei Dazai, 17 years old, male. There was a number, and it mentioned his eye.
Was it his right eye, his left? Or could it be both?
Sorry, I don't remember. I was just so shocked to see Dazai's name there. Didn't it say right eye? I think it was his right eye, but I don't feel confident about that.
Well, you wrote down a memo about the storage location, so that should be exact. Was there anything else there?
I don't think there was anything. Yoshi was intently questioning me about it, so I felt overwhelmed, and I didn't know what else to say. Yoshi then quickly changed the conversation and started to examine the evidence. I say, if I think of anything, I'll let you know, but I think that's it.
Either way, I think we can assume that Abana's a previous participant, and he lost his arm from the punishment game. And the question is, why is he participating this time? I pity him if he's just unlucky and got selected as a cast member for a second time.
I would assume he came back willingly to get his arm back.
But there are 2 cast members who had previously taken punishment games. And for coincidence, this is much too convenient. In that case, it'd be natural to think that he's returned to get back what he's lost. But if that's the case, why not reenact the drama to get it back?
Maybe the drama he has to reenact is a romance drama. You know the man is, like, triggered by romance.
Normally, we should be able to trust previous participants and shouldn't suspect them as a producer. And there's a chance that he's the sponsor, but in that case, it would be easy to get back what they lost. And besides, oh, sorry, I just wanted to organize my thoughts, but I ended up talking to myself. So let's hear your opinion.
My opinion?
Yeah, why are the cast members here again? And why are they reenacting their dramas? What do you think that's about? No one besides us knows that they're previous cast members. Why didn't they let us know about it? I have a list of reasons myself, but what do you think?
I don't know, but I think it would be for reasons that they can't tell others about. In Abana's case, I can't help but think that it would be especially complicated.
That's true.
I'm sorry. That was really vague.
No, it's all right. It's your conclusion after all after all those arguments. I think your instinct's correct.
Not so sure. He hates me after all.
Are you sure about that? He seems rather simple, even from my perspective. So that's why I think he's just teasing the girl that he likes.
I like how Yochi's winking at us. Oh my god. He's being way too mean for it to be teasing. Yeah, he hasn't grown out of like 5th grade. Yochi didn't say anything after that, and we were done discussing that there. I was emotional when coming to my conclusion, so maybe Yochi wanted me to think about it myself. I don't know about Dazai, but at least for Abana, he showed us. Well, the thing is like, he didn't have to tell us about his arm, he did, and that was like a moment of him being vulnerable, if you think about it. Like, whatever, you wanted to know, didn't you? And like, it's the like, he definitely, like, his angry aggression is he doesn't know how to deal with his emotions and communicate that he likes. But I think that, like, showing us his arm in that moment, even though we weren't needling or anything, we're like, oh yeah, whatever, and he just showed us. And then that was this moment of vulnerability, like, I'm gonna trust you because, especially if you really like someone and say, oh, you have something about yourself like this. He's probably feels like awkward and off about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, especially because it's recent. It's not like, oh, I always grew up and I was always missing an arm and I've always had a prosthetic and whatever. I'm used to it by now. And like, this is new to him. And to him, it's like, okay, I used to have this and now I don't. And like, so it's a sore spot. You know what I mean? You got to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to show you this and you're going to freak out and be like, ew, oh my God, gross, whatever, you know. And maybe that was it too. Maybe if he was in a past stream or there was another girl that he was interested in and then he lost his arm and she freaked out and called him a freak or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this is a sore spot for him. It makes him uncomfortable. He's insecure about it, you know. But he did that moment of vulnerability to show you, like, look, robot arm. And you're like, okay. Anyway, let's link arms and go home. And you don't want that to rust. He's still going to run like whatever. And he doesn't know how to deal with the fact that we didn't react negatively. Like, even though he opened himself up for it, it was that little moment of like, I'm going to show you and you're going to freak out and prove that I'm just right and all women are awful. And you were like, oh, okay, cool. Well, anyway, why don't we like use my umbrella and share? And he's like, that's not how I expected you to react and it doesn't compute and he can't do the math. And of course he's going to lash out because you didn't react the way he expected. But if you reacted the way he expected, he would also lash out. Because again, boy can't control his emotions. You know what I mean? But I think it's kind of cute thinking that it was his like, see, I'm going to show you. And it's like, no. You know, I just didn't react the way you expected. So, of course, that triggered you being crazy. Either way, it would have been crazy because he's just crazy. But anyway. Oh. Ignoring the name list, he showed me his prosthetic arm, but he seems to be keeping it from everyone else for some reason. I can't tell Yochi about it, but I realized something. Oh, right? I just want to believe in Abana. Told you about it because he trusts you. And again, he was being vulnerable for a hot second. Even after being so mean to me, I still want to believe in him. And I don't know why. Because you love him. I thought it was so strange. Love will make you do strange shit. After 3 days had passed and I told Iochi about the list, not much had happened. No one else seemed to have learned about the list or any of the previous participants. Iochi never mentioned it during conversations as we continued playing our parts in the dramas. As for Ibana, he hadn't spoken in a while. The more time that passed, the more calm I felt when I thought about things. There has to be a reason for Ibana pushing me away so coldly last time. Yes, agree. Till that drama, things were normal and we could talk, but he was suddenly angry after it. That's right. He seemed angry about the fact that I was acting in the romance drama. Unless, did you have a girlfriend previously? But like, okay, well, you were here. Maybe, okay, like me and Tomose were besties, we got snatched up. But like, okay, think of it this way. Me and Tomose, we get snatched up, we've been dating. Then I'm acting in romance dramas with Ibana. He'd be like, the fuck? Like, actually, I'm really in love with Ibana now. What if something like that happened to Ibana? What if he was seeing someone, they got snatched up together, she's acting in romance dramas, it's gonna make him a little jealous, because you know Tomose, like, anyone looks at me, he gets jealous, we're not even dating, aight? Okay? So, you know, girls acting in romance dramas and then actually falls for somebody else here, breaks up with Ibana and he's just like, all of you lie! And like, I mean, look, he's definitely just got somebody rejected him in the past energy, obviously, okay? However that's gonna turn out, you know, somebody broke his little heart. Whether it was somebody he was dating who then fell in love with somebody else and now he can't trust anybody, or he liked some girl and she laughed in his face, or maybe he was dating a girl here and then whatever, and then his whole prosthetic arm thing was like, ew, God, you're a freak, and like she's just a douche. You know what I mean? He's got some kind of girl caused him trauma, but it's like, listen, just because one person that you date or you're interested in is an asshole, doesn't make everybody assholes. Like, dude, I'm gonna need you to stop the incel logic, okay? But like, he's a hurt little bunny rabbit, and the difference is gonna be, we're gonna be like, listen, Slap, why are you stupid? You know I love you and I don't give a shit about this. He's gonna be like, wait, oh, hey, you're right. And we're gonna be able to snap him out of it, and normally incel logic, they never get the fuck out of that. They always stay stupid. So at least Ibana's having his like freak out moment. We're gonna be able to calm his little rabbit ass down, so it's fine. If there's more to that, I wish that he'd just talk to me about it. As I thought about the situation, Ibana just happened to be where I was looking. It's always where I look. He was eating dinner that he made himself and was lecturing Gyobu, who was next to him. Hey, Gyobu, don't leave your fish uneaten. Sorry. Oh, you're so perceptive. What's wrong with leaving a little? I've eaten everything else. You eat all your vegetables, but you don't even have protein or fat. Gyobu, you aren't gonna grow big unless you eat. I mean, you're just too thin. Like the director! First we have Mama Ibana here. I don't know why I was giving him a Yoshi voice. First we have Mama Ibana here, and then Papa Akase joins in. I think you guys are eating too fast. You're not digesting all of it. He really is acting like everyone's grandma. What? Seriously? I'm eating normally. Akase sure does move around a lot. Doesn't your stew look kind of weird? I don't see any carrots in there. I don't waste any food. Oh, I get it. You helped serve the food so you wouldn't have to eat any carrots yourself. That's just your imagination. His eyes look fine. It's like, you know what would be funny if his one eye was slightly wonky? And you're like, why is his eye a little fakakta? And it was because it's a fake eye, but no, it looks normal. It's not. Don't use your master planner to avoid eating carrots. You sure you want to say that? I'll expose your precious secret. Huh? I was listening to everyone's conversation, and I had completely stopped eating. Part of it was because I was thinking, but I was also surprised at what Ibana and Dazai were talking about. Ibana, I know you hate cilantro, so you purposely avoid using it when cooking. Despite that, you like making exotic food. Huh? Cilantro? Oh, he's one of those cilantro tastes like soap people. Oh, I believe you're correct. I've never seen him make a dish with cilantro in it. It's kind of funny because it's like, okay, you're allowed to not like, I mean, you're allowed to not like carrots. And he's like, I purposely didn't get carrots because I don't like them. But Abana is getting up his ass about it. You complain about others being picky eaters, but that's what you were doing.
What's cilantro?
There's no need to know. I don't ever intend on using it.
Well, that's no fair.
Shut up. It's a privilege of the one tasked with cooking. Oh, that's a surprise. I wonder what he meant when he mentioned a big secret. I was wondering what he meant when he mentioned a big secret. Abana and Dazai were previous participants. When I observed them, they seemed like good friends with everyone, and there wasn't much of a difference between them and the others. They seem like good friends with everyone. Abana is so prickly, I don't think he's capable of having friends. Like he's prickly with he's worse with us, Jesus. But he's still got his knives out with everybody, you know? Abana seemed hostile toward everyone at first, but now he still seems a little hostile. Might seem mean, but he talks to everyone, and they don't seem to be on bad terms. I mean, he's just that friend you're like, yeah, no, everything that comes out of his mouth sounds like a bitch fest, but it's just the way he talks. Aside from me, they hit each other in the same playful manner I saw boys do back in school. I wished I could talk to him the same way. I love this that we're pining over Abana and everybody. Like, I'm a little jealous. Wait, no. I was deep in thought when someone tapped me on the shoulder from the side. Iochi? Oh no.
Big sis, you're not eating?
Oh, I was daydreaming a bit. Of course I'll eat.
Oh, really? Big sis Cena, do you like Big Bro Abana? You're always looking at him.
Huh? No! I almost dropped my chopsticks out of surprise, and everyone around noticed. Seriously? Cena, you like Abana? Oh my god! I was like, oh, what? No, I hope you didn't just ask that. It's like everybody heard. What? Oh dear God. How embarrassing. You still like him after all the insults. You sure are something else, Cena. See, and he's over there getting ideas like, oh, you like it when people are cold, vicious bastards. See, that would have made Futami make a little more sense. Huh?
Anjo, you spilled your tea.
No, that's not true. Haiji, don't say careless things like that. Talking about who likes who is a bit...
That word. You mean that you want to keep it hidden so I shouldn't say it in front of everyone, right?
I love how Haiji is, like, acting so innocent. Like, oh, okay, I am being innocent. You are totally fucking up. You were doing this on purpose. You shady son of a bitch. Like, I'm not supposed to think Haiji and Gilbert are the most sus motherfuckers because both of them do the exact same shit. No! All of you shut up and eat. And Abana's over there, like, blushing inside. Like, oh! She actually like me, maybe? I heaved a sigh as I washed the dishes. It's gonna make me choke. I'm sorry, my lungs are still not... So many things weren't going well, and I kept getting anxious about those things. Not that I hate Abana or anything, but it's obvious that he hates me. In the first place, I was still thinking about those things when Haiji brought over the dishes.
Here, big sis. Want me to take over the washing?
No, it's okay.
Oh, really? I heard you sighing loudly.
I was just thinking about things.
How about the dinner conversation? Ah, young love.
I'll have you know that it's nothing like that.
Two are close.
Are you serious when you say that? I haven't even talked to him in these past few days.
That's why you want to talk to him, right?
When you say it like that, it's hard for me to say you're wrong.
The love and everything about it is always so complex. And just like the drama from last time. Drama? And the one that Sana and Abana were in. You might not have noticed, but that drama's title was... The title, You Know What Love Is, actually comes from a very famous opera song. Banjo taught me that.
I'll say he's knowledgeable when it comes to plays. I feel like he's read everything that has a script.
Seems that way. Well, I was interested, so I decided to read it. The song's lyrics were just so cute. It's a song about the troubles of love and how a boy feels a longing for love. And then it says, you know what love is. What I'm experiencing, I'll tell you. It's new to me and I don't understand it.
That is literally, I like that they tied that in because that's Abana. drama was also about a person who doesn't know what love is.
It's an homage to the song.
Yoshi began humming happily. I didn't understand it, but it could have been the melody of the song. See, so the drama was about Abana's role in learning what love is about. Wait, I never said that I was worried about love at all, okay?
Oh, so you still deny it? Wirt, I want you to teach me about it too. What's love like? How does it feel?
Something that an alien would say.
How would you tell if you feel different about one person from another? Love isn't the same for everyone. It's a troubling subject. And that's why, as the song says, you who know what love is. My ladies, what is this yearning inside my heart? In contrast, if the person thinks it's love, anything can be considered to be love, even if it's faint or immoral.
Iochi's calling us, even if it's fate or immoral, like when you date your brothers in games. Listen! Don't call me out like that.
Was that too hard to understand? Yeah. Oh, goodness. Miss Sana, your turn.
I know you're asking me, but I don't know how to explain it. If you ask me, isn't there something called love sickness? It's like that.
It's a disease?
That's the kind of love I've seen. It burns hot like a fever and then cools down all of a sudden. When it comes to the reasons, I kind of understand it. Seems like it transmits to others like a disease would, too. Like pregnancy is catching. Ah, Jesus, 3 people in the office are pregnant. Don't drink the water.
Transmits?
Yeah, it's something that everyone desires and wants for themselves when you talk about it. That's how it spreads around.
Others and not yourself?
Because I've never fallen in love. I don't really have anyone I like.
Love sickness is a real disease? You get a fever?
Oh my god, we're scaring the poor alien. It's just a metaphor, but when someone you like is around, you turn red. When I say it like that, it sounds like a cold. They say that idiots don't catch colds. How long are you going to wash the dishes, idiot? You don't mean me when you say idiot, right? You know the answer, so don't ask. I like how we're talking about colds, and he comes in like, God, you're going to get a cold, you idiot. And it's like, no idea we're talking about him in love. Ugh. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Because it's become a fight when because it becomes a fight when I speak, and
What?
I'm trying to suppress it right now.
What admirable efforts. If there's a dense boy if there is a dense boy here who doesn't see that, I'd like to see his face. Right, Ibana? Why won't you talk? You fight when you talk? Why don't you just not fight then?
Okay, listen. I know Haiji's acting all naive, but that's brilliant. Like, why don't you just not fight? Wish it were that fucking easy.
Even when people don't want to fight, they sometimes just get into one. Really? Why? Beats me. What do you think, Ibana?
I love the wink. Don't ask me. Ibana took a cloth and returned to the living room. He'd likely left to go wipe down the table. I saw him go and felt sympathetic gazes.
He sure is dense. Anyway, there's another side to the opera song that we were talking about earlier. Other side? When the boy sings, it's because he wants to know about love, but he's actually a serial cheater who falls for any woman he lays eyes on. Cheater.
I wish I didn't know that.
That's fine. That's another kind of love, too.
Maybe Ibana's not the serial cheater. Maybe there's a girl that he liked that was. Or again, he liked someone who rejected him. It's one of those things, you know? He obviously was rejected in some way, shape, or form, whether that be someone he just had a crush on, whether it be someone that he was in this situation with. She rejected him because of his arm, and that's why he showed it to us like it's a vulnerability, or they were already seeing each other and then she fell in love with someone else here and cheated. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, somebody hurt him. However, whatever level that happened at, like, somebody hurt him. He a hurt little rabbit. We're gonna fix it. You know what love is? It is new to me, and I don't understand it. After I dried my hair, I looked in the mirror. Cleanup after dinner was done, and I went back to my room to take a bath and think for a bit. My hair and clothing looked fine, and I felt like I'd be okay seeing anyone outside. I tell myself that I don't care about Abana's opinion of me, but I listen to what he says. I try to avoid fights by not saying certain things. I think he hates me, but why do I not want him to hate me? Do you love him? And like how now she's like processing and she's like, do I love him? I unlocked the door to the dressing room, went to the living room, and cracked open the garden window. I wanted to feel the cool breeze. I didn't feel like going out to the yard, and since no one was around anyway, I sat down on the sofa. I don't know why, but I just want us to have a normal conversation and see him smile. It's true, he's never smiled. He's always growling. I closed my eyes while I thought about things. I'd never seen Hibana smile. He always looked angry, because he's hurt. I didn't know if I was the problem, or if he was like that with everyone. It felt unfair if anyone else had seen him smile. I love that Wishy does not realize that these thoughts are like, because you love him. He refuses to smile at me just because I'm a woman. I quietly sighed and then felt someone's presence. Hibana? Yeah. Hibana? Thought you were asleep. I wouldn't sleep here. I was just resting after a bath. Oh, I locked the door this time. There was another awkward silence. However, I decided to keep quiet because I knew that we'd fight again if I said the wrong thing. You know, you've been... Hibana approached me. Oh. You've been looking at me way too much. I think I wouldn't notice. Huh? Really? I just said so too, but you're too obvious. Oh, okay. Sorry. No. I'm asking you why. Why? Well, I don't know. Still thinking about it. I'm getting all giddy right now. I got butterflies at this whole thing. Like, yeah, so you've been like looking at me a lot. Like, I don't know what it is about the scene. I'm like, oh my god, are we in love yet? Oh my god, I don't. Jesus. What are you doing to me, you salty cracker? Listen, we know I have characters I love and I fawn over them, but like, why did this whole little weird conversation that just happened for these couple of lines, like, do something to me? Like, I love Hibana, okay? But like, there was just something about that when so, he like been staring at me and I'm like, oh my god, it's like he caught me. And I'm like, I feel a little giddy, like, oh my god, he caught me. Wait, this is a game, this isn't real, but it felt fucking real for, like, guys, I don't know. I don't know. Has I just been very stressful, like dealing with people at work, like, and like, so now all of a sudden I'm like, ah, so lost in this that like I'm overcompensating here. I don't know. But like, I got the squirms, like the good ones. Like, oh, okay, oh my god, I'm anxious. Okay, stop it. Dear God. Listen, even if this game ends up with like, yeah, it's fun and it's kind of like somewhere in the middle of the pack of like, these are fun games that maybe I might like put in my Switch case and take or pop out every once in a while, whatever. I don't think so far it's going to be in the like genre of games of like, yeah, we played and they might have been fun at the time, but like, I have no intention of playing again, or like my opinion of them after the fact once they settle is like, yeah, no. You know, Cafe Enchanté is one of those games. Like, I know we had fun playing it, but there was so much in it. And there was a lot of fun moments, but the feeling after the fact is like, it's overshadowed by that bullshit ending. Okay? Like, I'm like, no, I hate this. And you ruined things. And there were some good characters and stuff, but like, I have put this in the, yeah, I just, something soured it, and I'm not, no. You know? Utami's route did kind of give me that feeling. Yeah, nope, this soured everything. But that's one route, and we've moved on. And like, but it's one of those like, it's probably going to go in the middle somewhere. We're like, yeah, we had a great time. It was overall, enjoyable. And whether I go back and play it or not, but it's going to be one of those like, but I will never not love Hibana, okay? Like, I'm going to let myself just like fangirl and squee over. I love this salty little bitch. He is so much more aggressive and like just angsty than any other little glasses asshole that we've ever, and I just love it. God, I love you. Jesus. You just need a hug. I just want to squeeze him so bad. Anyway. Hi. Well, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. What? Don't you know what you're thinking? I can't help it because I really don't know. I'll be more careful about it from now on. Jeez. You stay out here after a bath, you'll catch a cold. Hurry up and go back to your room. It's like, again, that's like concern. You're like, why? It's like, no, I just don't want to look at you. And you're like, no, you're actually concerned about me. This is adorable. But if I say anything, are you concerned about me? He's going to flip the fuck out and deny it. Look with the shower thing. Like, it's okay. No, God, you're just careless and useless and you suck. And it's like, you're just worried about me. You don't want somebody walking in on me. You're like, that's so cute. And this is like, you're worried about me catching cold. You're like, no, I just don't want to look at your face. Like, I love it. You so have to read between a bazillion lines with him and then do a translation and then translate that. And then there's hieroglyph. Like, there's a lot of fucking work to do to figure out what you're going through. But okay, you really sound like a mom when you say stuff like that, Ivana. Huh? Talk about me like that? And okay, but I can see him getting mad about this because I feel like possibly maybe a girl he liked insulted, like felt freaked out about his arm. Ew, oh my God, that's creepy, whatever. But maybe they also thought he was had treated him like less of a man because he cooks, or the mom thing, and like saying anything like this is triggering for him. Like, no, I'm not. You don't think of me as a man. And it's like, okay, just because one girl insulted you for cooking and, you know, having this mom energy does not mean that all of us don't like it. Okay. Some of us enjoy it. I don't mean it in a bad way. I still don't like it. Don't ever say that again. Oh, feeling. Besides, you're such a slob for a woman. There's nothing but men in the lodging, so you should be more careful. I knew he'd get mad at me again. Yeah, because he's like trying to protect you. It's cute. In his own really douchey way. If I spoke back to him, it would turn into a fight. And I thought about stopping myself, just like I did earlier, but then this is where you walk up to him and give him a kiss on the cheek. Thanks for looking out for me. And then walk away and just totally fucking blue screen. 2 days later, he's going to be standing in the same spot with this look like, was twitching a little. Hey, when you said, for a woman, who are you comparing me to? I want you to stop that. Not all girls have the same personality. Isn't it that way for boys? Girls smart. She's like, I'm not whatever bitch hurt you. If you're telling me to never call you something, then I want to say the same to you. I don't want to ever hear you say for a woman. If you have a problem with me, then talk to me as an individual. When you generalize like that, it hurts me more than simply being called stupid. Then we walk away. I didn't want the fight to escalate, so I closed the window and went back to my room. He does not know how to process that you stood up to him. And he's probably realizing, wait, oh, she's right. After I got there, I started to squirm. I talked back to him again. I didn't want to fight. Told myself to keep quiet. I jumped onto the bed and screamed into the sheets, wondering where I went wrong. Fine when it's my siblings saying stuff, but just being cheeky grade schoolers. But I can't help but talk back whenever Abana's the one doing it. My heart ached because of everything, and I was so annoyed that I wanted to cry. In hindsight, my grief always overpowered my anger. I wonder if we're just going to fight some more. Or maybe we'll just stop talking. I felt like crying even more. Achoo! My sneeze echoed in the room, and I was beginning to shiver. Okay. I took a bath, I opened the window, and now I have a cold. That's such bullshit. That is not how viruses work at Tomei Games. But that rant out of the way. Does this mean Ibana's gonna have to take care of us while I'm sick? He's got the mom energy, right? Oh, that's kind of adorable. Maybe it'll break down his walls because he'll be like, I can't be mean to you while you're sick, even though I want to be, and then that'll open up the little window for all the softness to come out. Oh, cold. I adjusted the thermostat using my bangle, but the room still felt cold despite my efforts. No good. I need to get under the sheets. When I woke up, I felt really tired, and I had a bad feeling about it. And I never thought I'd actually be sick. I mean, seriously. I had the window open after I took a bath, and then I instantly got cold the next day. That's not it's a cold. Oh my god. It was embarrassing. I caught a cold after talking back to Ibana. She's like, I talked back to him, and this is my penance. I shouldn't have talked back. Jeez. Oh god, that is also... Wow. Listen. We got wet in the rain, and then I got a cold. Again, that's not how it works, but sure. I mean, I get it. You're cold, your body's fighting hypothermia, you're more likely susceptible to viruses. Sure. Okay, fine. But I got wet, therefore I have an illness now. Not how that works. Okay. Opened window and now have an illness. Not how that works. Okay. But I can but you get okay, it's not really logical, but I see you went from A to Z. You skipped all the steps in between. Fine. Okay. But this is the most illogical. I talked back to Abana, so I now have the plague. Like, what the fuck? Did you think he smited you? What the shit? So stupid. It is one of those things, like we all have irrational thoughts like that. Like, oh, I basically said that person sucked, and now they're sick, and I feel like I caused it. It's my karma. You know what I mean? Like, but still, Jesus. I felt so embarrassed that I didn't even go to the living room, even before breakfast. I didn't even go to the living room even for breakfast. I didn't even go to the living room for breakfast. You don't eat even in there twice. Instead, I sent a message to Tomose. Feeling sick, so I'll be sleeping in my room. Tomose responded immediately. Are you okay? Want me to bring you food? Let me know if you need anything else. Tomose's response was expected. I didn't want to blow things out of proportion because it was my own fault that I caught a cold. Not really. Somebody else had the virus and gave it to you. I did my best to calm Tomose down, and I decided to stay in my room all day. Oh, right. I have cooking duties, so I'll have to tell Iochi. When I told Iochi about my situation, they decided to take over my duties for the day. It would help me rest and relax. I have to get better soon. The fever brought me in and out of sleep, and my temperature was nearly 39 degrees on my bangle. I don't know what that is in American units. I had watched her bring me a sports drink and cold medicine while I wrapped myself up in the blankets. I don't know how to do those conversions into the rest of the world. I never understood why back in ye olde times there was like a huge push like we should switch so we're using the same units of measurement as like everyone else in the world, and America was like, no! And we just never did, and it's like, Jesus Christ, you know how fucking dumb that makes us feel sometimes? I don't know Celsius and like you got to do the conversion, and it's like, yeah, okay, I just got to look it up. But it's one of those like, it'd be just easier when like 99% of the world is, talking in centimeters and meters and Celsius, that we fucking understand anything. I don't know about Celsius and Fahrenheit. Does everybody use Celsius and we're the only ones who use Fahrenheit, or is that like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But it's like, Jesus, why we gotta be so fucking like, listen. Like, I swear to God, it's still this, like, no, Dad, I don't want your tea. And, like, we're just still pissed off at the King of England, despite the fact that, like, that was a long time ago and there was a queen up until recently. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like a petulant teenager. I'm gonna do it my own way, Dad. And, like, we're still like that. And it's like, can we just get over this shit? Like, maybe get on board. Like, God. Anyway. I don't know what 39 degrees is. I'm guessing it's hot. I guess that's a high fever. I don't know. I don't feel like whipping out my phone to figure it out. After a while, I noticed that it was dark outside my window. Day had come and gone. One of you guys will let me know because you'll do the thing for me. But, like, is that like, oh my God, I have, like, oh, my fever's like 98. Okay. Is 96 or 97, is it 96 or 98 that's like normal temperature? I don't even know what normal temperature is in Fahrenheit. Okay. But like 104, you're like, oh fuck, you're gonna die. You know what I mean? But it's like, is it slightly elevated or like really bad? I don't know. I still have a fever. I tried to sweat out the fever and slept in, but my fever wouldn't drop below 38 degrees. It'd be much more serious than I thought. Okay. For now, I should ask Watcher to clean me up. Convenient during a time like this. I got up so that I could call Watcher, but I was interrupted by a knock at the door. It's Ibana. Yes? Is it Tomose? I told him I was okay, but maybe he's feeling a little worried. It's fucking Ibana and he made you fucking soup. You unlock your door. Huh? That voice wasn't Tomose's. It's Ibana's route, so it's going to be Ibana. I unlocked the door and tried to get out of bed while still wrapped in the blankets. But the door opened before I could. Ibana? I knew it was going to be, but I still like the... Wait, what? Keep lying down. I'll bring it to you. What? I wondered what it was, and he placed a tray with dinnerware onto the side table. What's this? Egg porridge and ginger tea. You don't have to force yourself to eat, though. Actually, how did you know I was sick? Banjo and Iochi said you were resting because you weren't feeling well. Considering yesterday's events, I can only think of one thing. No, there could have been two possibilities. Well, either way. Ivana looked away awkwardly when he said that. Two possibilities is one, you're not feeling well, or two, you're avoiding me. Oh, sweetie. I'm not avoiding you. I literally just feel like I'm gonna die. If you have an appetite, eat the porridge. You haven't eaten since last night, right? Yeah. To be honest, I didn't have an appetite, but he made it for me, so I felt bad not having at least one bite. Is Ivana actually being nice? Isn't that adorable? It's the mom energy in him. Like, don't say it, but you're thinking it. He's like, what, nothing? You told me not to say it. What? Just say it. It's your mom energy taking care of me. I love it. He thought I was sick, so he made the egg porridge and ginger tea for me. It'd be unthinkable until yesterday. I love the fact that he, just cracked and brought me food. I mean, I knew he was gonna, but, I still love it. That alone seemed to stimulate an appetite within me. Thank you. You made it just for me. It's not for you. Those guys don't even know how to make porridge, so I practically had to make it all myself. Oh, really? Thanks. I'll have a bite before it gets cold then. Hold on. I'll heat it up for you. I was about to reach for the clay pot, but Ivana moved closer to serve it for me. It was surprising, so I backed away, blanket and all. What? It's just serving your food. I know, but I've been sweating and I haven't taken a bath yet, and you always hate being near me. Oh, is that all? You're sick, so you can't help it. Ivana said he didn't mind as he poured the egg porridge into a smaller bowl. He's so fucking cute when he's actually being nice. Like, look at this. You're like, and he's like, what? And you're like, I've just been sweating and I'm sick. And he's like, yeah, whatever, you can't help it. Jesus. And it's like, but you're always, if I get near you, freaking out because I'm gonna get my girl cooties on you. Jesus! Pick a lane! I love it. I love it so much. So he doesn't mind. I thought he'd have some sharp words about it again. No, because now he feels bad because he's like, I yelled at you and now you're sick. We're like, I got sick because I told off Ivana. And he's like, look, I was mean to her and now she got sick. Our attitudes toward each other is not what made me sick, but fine, we'll go with it. You know, because it's going to make him nicer. I took the bowl and started eating. Warm and delicious. Do you want some spring onions? I didn't know what to do, so I didn't mix them in. Oh, I'd like some, please. He put some spring onions into the bowl, and I continued eating. Somehow I felt better. Spring onions. Spring onions, green onions, chives, whatever you want to call them. Basically all the same. It might be slightly different, but isn't the same name for same thing? I don't know. Anyway, I love them. Pour them, all of them. It made me think that maybe my fever had gone down. Ew. Seems embarrassing how I caught a cold like you said I would. But this egg porridge and ginger tea tastes amazing. So you actually do feel shame then? Ugh. When I heard you got sick, I felt like you were an idiot. Yeah, I know. I can't say anything back this time. Well, your room, you do keep it tidy. Is that your way of apologizing for being a douche? I love it. Huh? My room? Felt so random when he mentioned that, so I froze up. I like it now he's like, look away. Blink, blink, blink. And his pretty little lower lashes. I don't have a problem keeping it clean. I don't have a lot of stuff, and that's a bit rude, isn't it? Right. Sorry. Oh my god, we don't have a fever, we're dead! Guys, we died! He's like, what? Oh my god, I just realized I'm dead. What the fuck are you talking about? You said sorry. I'm dead, aren't I? Oh my god. Oh well. Oh. He apologized? Ibana actually did? I wondered if I was having a fever dream, but Ibana seemed so meek in front of me. The warmth of the ginger tea was real, so maybe I really was lucid. Even she's like, did I die? Is your room dirty, Ibana? Aren't you good at cleaning? No, I don't have those problems, but... He seemed to hesitate, but continued on. It's my sisters. They barely wear anything after a bath and walk around like that. They never do any of the household chores. Ibana, are you freaking out because your sisters walk around half naked and you're attracted to them? Because that's usually not how it works in Atome. Well, actually, that's absolutely how it works in Atome games, but I need to be your sister for this to really pan out. Huh? They get emotional, get angry, and cry a lot. Take out their anger on things, and they also lie all the time to save face. Okay, so your girl trauma is just your obnoxious sisters. Seriously? I thought a girl hurt you, and it's really just your sisters suck. Oh my god. I mean, I guess you have two sisters, so you're like, 2 out of all the women I know are like this, so it must be everybody. Like, 2. Is it, like, I really thought it was gonna be like you had a crush on a girl and she rejected you, but like, no, it's just your sisters. Like, I mean, I get it. If you grew up in a house and you had like 3 brothers and they were all like rambunctious pigs, you'd be like, God, men are pigs. And then you'd meet a guy and you'd be like, oh, okay, he's actually different. But you know what I mean? You wouldn't be like, every man is scum! Just because your brothers are scum. You know what I mean? Like, Ibana's just so fucking irrational. It's crazy. Oh my god. Hey, isn't it? Are those the complaints you have about me? Yeah. Realized it until yesterday when you told me. I don't have any problems with housework, and I never said I wouldn't do any chores. Now that you mention it. Yeah. I don't think that my room is dirty. Yeah. I did forget to lock the dressing room then, but I did lock it when I was taking a bath. Do I wander around barely dressed? He's like, no, you could just stand to show a little skin. Don't. Well, that's what it was. What's so funny? You're always angry at women, so I wondered what it was all about. But you were just seeing me as one of your sisters, right? I felt so relieved that I laughed. I'm like, oh, now I feel depressed because you think I'm a sister. Well, wait a minute. Like a sister, or like, hey sis, or like, hey sis. Like, what kind of sister are we talking? I have younger siblings too, so I know how you feel. It becomes a habit because we're always together. I'd yell at them not to leave the lights on. I'd tell them to pick up after themselves. I almost say the same things when I'm here. He's like, my sisters are older. I don't do stuff like that. Stuff like what? I don't have the desire to look after others like you do. I just say that I don't like it. I don't have the desire to look after. I just say that I don't like it. Isn't that this? You just repeated the same sentence. It's more like, I feel like, was it supposed to be different? Like, I don't have the desire to look after others like you. I just say that I don't like it. Or maybe it's more like, I just say that I don't like it. Maybe that's the inflection there, I guess. I find it offensive when people are slobs in front of me. It irritates me to no end. Like you. I don't want to see my family. I hate being in the same space as women. I hate thinking about having to meet my family or other women again if we end up returning to our world. Okay, I understand your family and the women thing is because of your sisters, but you really need to stop thinking of every woman as your sister. He hates it that much? So, Ibana, do you really not want to go back? You're finished eating, give me that. 1 second. Oh, sorry, I think I'm full now. Gathered the dinnerware and picked up the tray. Thank you. It was delicious. He glanced over at me as I thanked him, and he answered my previous question with a frown. I don't particularly desire to go back, but it isn't good to stay here for too long. The more the dramas go on, the more extreme things will get. The risk of the punishment games will be even worse. Even if you avoid the punishment games, getting used to the dramas here is not something I recommend. Can I ask you why? How do you know that? You already know. Get well soon. Look at he's so beautiful. And then being like, get well soon. Aww. You really are a sweet, soft, squishy marshmallow in there. He knew that much about the Otherworld stream because he was a previous participant. However, Ibana didn't state that directly and left my room. Yoshi was curious about why Ibana kept his previous participation as a cast member a secret. It has to do with Ibana's prosthetic, right? thought about it while climbing back into bed. My stomach felt warm. I felt I could finally sleep. I'd wondered why Abana was so mean to me, but after I knew the reason behind his actions, I felt much more at ease. Okay, yeah, so he's just lumping you in with his sisters, but it's still like he still has that I hate being around women and I hate women because my sisters are like this. And it's like, yeah, but do you realize maybe you should, like, separate that? I can deal with the difficult stuff later, and I can think straight with this fever. And I can't think straight with this fever anyways. But right now, it makes me feel happy. Yeah, because now we know his trauma is just his sister. Oh, sweetie, that's way simpler than I expected. He prepared the food because he was worried. He also apologized for the first time. He talked to me about his family. And he told you to get well, and he brought you food, and he stayed around. Like, I think he does kind of like you, even though he doesn't want to. It made me feel more lightheaded than ever. Oh, than the fever. It made me feel more lightheaded than the fever, sorry. I love this. Good morning!
Good morning, big sis. Good morning. You seem to be doing well today.
I went to the kitchen and saw Haiji and Iochi preparing breakfast. Thank you. I'm all better now, so I can get back to work with the team today.
Why were you around yesterday? Were you in your room?
I caught a cold. I didn't want to infect everyone else, so I stayed in my room to get better.
Infect? Cold?
Yeah, I could have infected you too if we'd have talked like this.
Oh. If it was a cold, then you might be better off getting more rest just in case. And the cooking team will be fine. We have Abana too.
My heart jumped a little when I heard his name, Abana. Mine does too. Abana. After yesterday, I didn't know how to face him. I didn't think he'd suddenly be mean again now that my cold's better. Suddenly I heard someone next to me. Is it Japanese or Western today?
The Western style today. Oh, what's wrong, Santa? You suddenly froze up.
Oh, he just shocked me. No, I just felt a little surprised. How are you feeling? Much better now. I'm all good. Uh-huh.
Huh. Did the two of you suddenly grow closer?
I know it. He's like, how are you? I'm good. Okay. Yochi's like, oh my god, you're getting married. No, we're just talking normally.
And you weren't able to do that normally until now. By the way, big bro Abana, you talk normally to Yochi just fine. You're right. I suppose that Abana sees me as a male.
I don't think of you as a woman. I set aside your looks, your personality, mannerisms, and speech patterns are all masculine.
Ah. So it appears that I'd fit your fancy more if I acted more ladylike.
Iochi's our bisexual queen over here. Listen, Iochi, stay off my man! Actually, if you make out with him a little, I might be okay with it. You know what? I can handle this throuple. The way you immediately respond with jokes like that makes you even more masculine. After saying that, he went to the living room. As usual, he didn't hold back towards anyone.
He rejected me.
I think you're a woman. Would Abana be friends with me if I spoke and acted more masculine? Sup, bro? Spit. Punch him. Grab his nuts, maybe. Grab your own nuts.
A more masculine way of speech, you say? I think that's quite attractive, too.
Yeah, Iochi is 100% our bisexual queen over here. Or king, whatever. I don't think it'll match me, so I won't do it.
Big sis, I think you're cutest the way you are now.
See, and you're getting all is weird. Thanks, Haiji. Awkward laughter. All right. Good timing, so. I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.